Stick with me. Don't go. Yeah. Let me put my mic on, and we can get this done. All right. Who here loves to improve their business with online lead in addition to what you do on a daily basis for a prospect? Right? So online lead is not going to be replacing your business core. We know it. It's one way, one of 100 ways of prospecting, right? And that also needs to be in perfection. So you have open house, you have expired listing, you have physical for sale by owners. These are all prospecting, a different kind of prospecting, which you have to be an expert at making it right by reviewing the script, by exercising every day of what you need to say, and be better from yesterday. I'm not going to say best again. Be better than yesterday to handle these sort of prospecting. In addition to all this, there's also online leads. So we're so lucky to be living in this day and age right now with technology to be on our side because it's not against us. Many have asked Glenn Sanford at our EXP events, Glenn, is technology going to replace real estate agents at any point? So he said, yeah, maybe. But he continued after a pause and looking at this guy and he says, you know, if you leverage technology into your business and use it to benefit people, technology will never replace you. But if you don't, at one point, you'll be replaced, right? It's AIs that's making calls right now. It's ChatGPT that is creating contracts. So hey, if you are leveraging it to benefit people, you can certainly make it happen to your business. So let's go through some basics of online lead and conversion. What the steps are involved. Based on the notes that I have in here, yeah, this is it. So there are pretty much 4 steps into online leads. But to me, it's usually 3 steps. People know only 3 steps, so there's an additional 4. So the 3 steps is capturing it, number 1, nurturing it, number 2, and converting it, number 3. But there's a 4th step, and that is building a trust and authority, and also after the fact that you convert them. So that's step number 4. We're going to delve into every of these steps so we can go further. One thing I wanted to put in detail, and maybe we can dissect this together. So tell me if I'm wrong. What's the shape of a funnel? If I'm being a drawer in here, so hoping I don't make it into a bad shape. So this is a funnel, assuming everybody can see that. So this is a funnel. That looks like a funnel, right?
Yeah. That's a espresso martini for
That's-
Michael.
Yeah. Can you guys see that maybe a little? Yeah. Yes. So the funnel, if you have to analyze this funnel, this part it would be capture. This part it would be nurture, and what comes out of the anal blending unit is actually conversion. Sorry, my language, but it looks like that. And what comes out of this hole is the conversion. So that's the leads that they're going to be turning into dollar for you. We have capture, we have nurture, and then we have
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because we pay for this here.
And we pay a lot of money.
We pay a lot of money for this, guys. But how come agents fail right here in the nurture part?
And I tell you why. Because they don't follow up enough. So they think that online leads, just like any other leads like open house, FISBOs, expired, are fully motivated to take action right away. But that's in contrary, that's not true. But let's delve in a bit further than that. And I'm going to answer your question just by saying this. So on the capture side, we approach in many different ways to capture these online leads. There are many platforms out there. So we have social media, advertisement,
we have Google PPC advertisement, we have YouTube, and a bunch of other things. But let's just start with the paid advertisement first. If you're spending money and you want to capture these leads, you have social media, which is on top of this one, right on top. So the furthest away from this conversion, the furthest of motivation. In the middle part, you have Google. And in the bottom part, in this side, if we only are talking about online leads and ignoring the fact that what can be in addition to any other prospecting, because in this section usually is what? It's open house people, referral, it's FISBOs and expired. They're the easiest to get nurtured and convert. But we're talking about online leads. This section, I'm gonna be suggesting the easiest one is YouTube. We're gonna delve in further to this. So top part is social media, furthest away, Google middle part, and then bottom part, the easiest one to convert is YouTube. Let's talk about social media. We all have Instagram, you have TikTok, Facebook, and all of these are connected. Some of them, if you put an ad in Facebook, it goes into your Instagram, your WhatsApp. That's fun. The point is that people on Facebook or Instagram, imagine you're driving on a highway and you see a McDonald's billboard with your girlfriend sitting right beside you. Say, oh, McDonald's. You don't take an action. You go 1 more kilometer, you see a billboard for Burger King. Come, drive through Burger King. You see the picture, you get, I'm hungry. You want to go for a fast food to your girlfriend? And she says, yeah. Next exit, you turn. So it creates curiosity. It's not, they're not ready. You're there and actually chasing them, bring them to you. They're not coming to you, right? So that's why they don't have enough motivation. They need the longest nurture to be turned into conversion. So that's social media.
How much time on average for social media leads to convert through nurture? And how many touches on average do you think, or from your experience from this right here?
To convert. So let's talk about the nurture side.
Okay.
So the nurture side, it should be 8 consecutive days, 3 different time zones. So 3 calls per day, 8 days straight phone calls. And then you turn it into phone calls for every week. And then you turn it into phone calls for every 2 weeks. But are we doing that?
I would say, yeah, but Axel, that's way harder than an expired listing.
So that means the nurture side, for them to be ready and actually coming back to you, it's somewhere from 6 months, which is a dream if they are, to 18 months average. I would stick with 18 months more, specifically for social media.
So 8 days straight when they first come into the funnel, 8 days straight, call, text, email, call, text, email, call, text, email, 8 days.
Great.
And then once a week, once a week, once a week, once a week, once a week.
And keep going for 18 months
18
until
months.
you practically in there. And the reason you have to do it on a weekly basis, emails, texts, and calls for the next 18 months, because you have to be in their face. Amrad just made a phone call, and that was an online lead, came into his KV for a year and a half ago. Year and a half ago, he didn't follow up. So I asked him, who are you calling? He said, I'm cleaning up my data. That's lovely to do. That's amazing. But he didn't call that lead for a year and a half. What was the result, Michael? Bought it to someone else. They bought it to someone else. That's the worst phone call that you can get. How much money did he spend to capture that lead? That may be not an issue if I just say for that particular lead. Maybe $13 to $18 per every lead that comes in, which is a good amount of dollars to spend. But that $18 base of an average dollar that you spend can turn into a $10,000 minimum commission. But we're not taking that serious. So we're thinking that online leads are ready. They are ready, but they're not. And as always, as I said, online leads, they need to be nurtured the most. they are much harder than getting a listing um, price reduction.
Why do people think online leads are easy? They're just money in the pocket.
It's a misconception of thinking that people come into your website, they're ready to purchase. They're not. Most of them are at a curious stage. Most of them just want to know what's going on in their city. But the beautiful side of that, anybody that is curious, anybody that's not ready to purchase right now, they are going to purchase at one point, even if you're getting a rental lead that you're renting right now. In about few years, they always hear the friends and family are purchasing something and building wealth. So why not them? And you're not in this game of real estate for a short period of time. I hope not. If you are, maybe you want to get out of here because we're in it for a long haul. So 18 months in our business and nurturing for 18 months and be consistent at it, that's a discipline as an entrepreneur that we have to learn to do. Consistent.
I want to say this, just outside of this conversation, 6 months to 18 months, you're like, oh, that's so long, Axel. You know, but the thing is, if you look at your career as a whole, if you're gonna be in real estate for the next 20 years,
40
what's
years.
6 months? What is 6 months? Always think the long game. But we are so short-sighted as agents that 18 months seems like eternity, but it flies by just like any other day. Time doesn't stop.
Yeah, but-
If you don't take action in the 18 months, you're wasting money right here.
And remember the capture stage, that's the stage that you're spending the most amount of money. We'll get to the dollar base of it, but on an average base for social media, Christian's here, he's a social media guru, he can confirm. They're recommending anything over $10, but if you spend $10, you will be ignored in a way. So you have to be very competitive, and minimum they recommend $20 a day
On ads,
on ads.
you should be running at least like 5 to 8 different ad creatives. You can run it at $10 to $20 a
And
day.
each ad creative is about $5.
Sure, and then once one of them converts, then you double down on
Double
that.
Double down on
And
that.
ad creatives, all the.
So the
time switch it up.
beginning, you even spend more and more to find out where your niche is at. But let's get to the second part, the middle part, Google. Remember the highway you were driving with your girlfriend? And this time you actually asked your girlfriend, let's go for McDonald's. You actually decided to go to McDonald's. So they come to you. So when they go online, and 99% of home buyers right now searching online. This is the time and age that we live in right now. Unless you're living in a remote areas like Chile Pack, like
Yeah.
Victoria, but this is a global session. So if you're living in a suburban areas and you're serving a suburban areas, the demographic changes. So you need to also include many offline ads, magazines, and billboards, whatever you do. But right now, today's session is about online in a major cities where 99% of buyers are actually searching online. Google, it's a direct hit. So why is it in the middle? Why is it not nurtured? Because most of these people, they are at the earliest stage of purchasing. They haven't even got their pre-approval most times.
So I would call this an interruptive marketing, targeted marketing, because here you're driving on the highway, you're looking at billboards, Burger King, McDonald's. Here, Google, it's like, we're gonna go eat some burgers.
They're direct.
They're very
targeted.
direct. They're looking for burgers now, but this is driving on the highway and you're seeing burger signs.
Yeah.
Interrupted versus targeting.
Targeting, exactly. And that's the best ads that you can make. But is Google cheap? No.
No.
Is Google easy to manage the keywords? No. So you need expertise for that. You need to go through the sessions, and luckily the Align Group has me. I can guide them. But if you need to, one of the sessions with John, the things that you don't know how to do and hate to do, delegate. Okay. Number 3, you have the best one down here that is easy to nurture and easy to convert, and that's YouTube. Why do I say that? YouTube is actually used to be 5 years ago. If you asked me, is YouTube the best platform for the agents to convert? I would have said immediately yes. and it's not many competitions out there.
Mm.
But if you ask me the same thing today, I say yes, but there are some competitions, so you gotta be careful. So many agents actually turn toward YouTube and they're leveraging it. When it comes to number of followers, when it comes to number of likes on your social media, doesn't matter if it's Instagram, TikTok, or specifically YouTube followers. If you have only 2 followers, don't get disappointed. The case has to be consistency. That's the secret for YouTube. And Amraj and I, we were chatting about him and Leo, you're in here as well. He wanted to create a channel to approach a certain demographic. The key here is to be consistent at those content. Let me step back a little bit on what I'm gonna be saying. The number one thing that you wanna do is to find out who your audiences are. Right, Christian? So if I wanna make an ad, I gotta know who am I going to advertise toward. Am I advertising toward first-time home buyers? Am I advertising toward homeowners? Am I advertising toward investors, developers, professionals like doctors and nurses? I need to know that so I know how they think. 99% of them are searching online, meaning that easily you can go to Google keyword search analysis, knowing your target audience and find out how do they search online. You can type on the keyword search analysis and find out in, let's say, city of, give me an example, Los Angeles County, they are searching for Los Angeles home for sale. That's the most expensive keyword. But if you have a long tail keyword, such as 2-bedroom, 2-bath, condo in Los Angeles County, that has less competition. And that's a behavioral need. I'm gonna quote Anthony Robbins here. He said, when you are providing a service, first find out what the psychology of the need for people are. Because if you don't know what they need, how can you satisfy their need, right? So with Michael, we just had that chat. I asked him about the value proposition. He gives them what they want. And he provides, because it's not about him. So he discovers by asking questions. When it comes to advertisement, you can directly ask your entire audience what they're looking for, but you can investigate their needs. Their needs is psychological aspect that you need to get into. Searching and researching on keywords. That's what their needs are. And try to accommodate that. Be targeting it. So knowing I'm going back to my session again, the 5 W's. I keep talking about that shit everywhere. The who, the where, and the what. That's the 3 most important W's. You gotta know who you are serving, what product you can bring to their attention, and where in the planet Earth you want to service them. These are the 3 W's you need to know. And if you don't know that, then how can you put an advertisement together? Well, why is YouTube important? Let's go back to that. Value proposition. I know you said not talk about yourself. We don't. But when it comes to YouTube, you actually knowing what your audience are searching for, what the question your audience have in regards to the market, in regards to the product that they want to buy. So you make a content and answering their question. Right? So that content could be 60 seconds and you can put it in your social media, or it could be a bit longer so you can delve in and dissect a bit more detail for them and make it toward your YouTube. Trust me this, if you do this consistently, now if you want to do this once a month, once a week, or every quarter, you need to be consistent. So if you decide to do 1 video a week, you need to do 1 video a week for at least 1 year. In order for Google, what is it?
Oh, Jack, is Ethan here? Maybe he can comment on this if he's around. So Ethan has built a phenomenal business just from YouTube. But the main thing is consistency of his posting.
That's what it is.
And when you get consistent, a lot of, at first, it started with quantity, then it, you know, became quality.
Exactly.
And when you can have quantity of videos and quality of videos, that's where he's winning big.
Exactly, and I don't want you to get hooked on, oh, I don't have a fancy camera, I don't have a podcast studio.
Jack, is he here?
He's not here. He went out to
Oh,
shoot
okay.
videos. He went to shoot videos.
He went to
Which one?
shoot YouTube,
There you
huh?
go.
Become
There you go.
consistent. There you go.
That's it, you have your answer. So consistency is the key for YouTube. And if you make 6 months of videos every week and you give up in the middle because you didn't have enough audience or you didn't have enough comments or enough followers, then you have to start it all over again if you want to go back to it. So consistency until YouTube recognizes you as an authority. It gives you a credential for what you are talking about. So it pushes your videos toward higher and SEO as we know it. But one thing is that I want to point that into your attention. Don't be worried about equipment. Use your phone, be in a good lighting, you know, whether it's in your home office or maybe going outside. And as long as there's a good audio that they can hear you, that's all you need. So don't spend thousands of dollars on this and then give up. It's you that people want to get to know and a value of the content of information that you provide. That's the two keys that you have to focus on, and consistency part of it. Followers. Does the number of followers matter when it comes to real estate?
No.
Thank you. It doesn't. Why?
Because just because they follow you doesn't mean that they'll transact with you.
Exactly. Exactly. And most of us were thinking, oh, you know what, I only have 300 followers on my Instagram. I only have 300 followers on my YouTube, but I need to have thousands. Why? Because you're not making money on YouTube. You're not a influencer. You don't want to be an influencer. You're a real estate agent. That's what your job, that's what your career is. You're an entrepreneur and you're providing value. Even that 300 people that they're following you on your YouTube channel, they are the one at one point, they're gonna be calling you and you'll be surprised. Like I was back in 2021, I got the surprise call. I only have maybe a couple of hundred people following me on my YouTube. At one point, I tried to be very consistent at it, but I got really busy and I gave up. But I had about 200 people following me on my YouTube account. And in 2021, I got a call from this lady. Hi, Axel, this is Elena. We're looking to list our home. Oh, okay, fantastic. I'd love to help you. Can I ask, how did you get my number? Oh, my husband and I, we love your videos on YouTube. And trust me, guys, if you go and check my YouTube right now, you will find me the most boring son of a gun out there that I just talk shit. And it's just me talking head in front of the camera, sitting there for 10 minutes talking about real estate. Boring as hell. And they watched. They watched every video about selling homes, the position, the values. And one of the beautiful things about it, and the reason I put YouTube right here, is because you skip the nurture. It's right straight to conversion. So you don't have to spend that 6 months, 18 months with these leads that they're coming toward you. They know you. You don't even have to go in their home for a listing presentation. It was the easiest listing presentation I've done. The only thing that we had to figure out was the price of the home. That's
Wow.
it.
Wow.
I didn't have to talk about who I am. They knew me. I didn't have to talk about what I do. And it was all there. They trusted what I said. Even when we come to the point of a pricing, when I told them 900,000, they said, yeah, 900,000. If you say 900,000 is 900,000, this is nice. So, and of course the purchase then also was double deal.
Wow.
Fantastic. That's the reason I'm putting YouTube right here, so you can convert them immediately upon getting to know it. So we have social media on top. We have Google in the middle, and YouTube on an online leads. Now, online leads doesn't stop right there. We have email marketing too. They're online, aren't they? But here is the key. In United States, the spam laws are a little bit different than the Canadian. So if you're in United States, of course, if you can also purchase an email list and you can do a bulk email and just consistently be in connection with. I mean, Canada, you have to get permission to send any email that you provide, right? So it's a little bit different, but if you're in United States, email marketing also can be a great value proposition in here. And I will put email marketing alongside of the social media because you are the one making them curious. You are the one intriguing them to click on your listing. So any questions so far in regards to this funnel and all this analysis right here so far? What are we at? 11:55. I want to open it to question and answers. Any question right there? On the audience, Michael, any question on the online news? You're good?
Hey, Axel.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Sunny. Thanks for taking the time to do that presentation. Appreciate it. Love the funnel as well. I had a quick question. So in regards to leads being followed up, I know you said to give them a call once a day for 5 days straight and then alternate on a weekly basis. Now,
Can I correct you right there? I didn't
Yeah.
say once a day. It's 8 days and
Oh.
it's not once a day. It's 3 different time zones. So you try to call them in the morning,
mhm.
you try to call them in the afternoon, and you also try to call them in the evening. So 3 calls until you get a hold of them. 3 calls
okay.
a day. And then
3
you
calls
turn
a day.
it- And when you turn into a weekly basis, then you select the time zone that works for you, that you don't miss out calling.
Okay, I see. Fair enough. Okay. Because
That's 24 touches. Exactly. That's 24 touches. And that is only phone call. But we also have email drips, the email campaign that we put them on so they receive emails from you. And let's talk about email drips and text drips. This was on my note and I want to put that out there. Remember YouTube we just talked about?
Yep.
How Yeah, Sonny, go ahead. No, ask your question. Sorry, I wanted to ask your
No worries, all good. So I know sometimes we get up to maybe 300 leads that come through, right? And obviously the follow-up sometimes take a little bit longer than expected. Now, would you say still continue to call those 300 leads on a consistent 3 times a basis, even if they don't answer at all?
Yeah, I would say so. And that
Okay.
is where things go wrong. I know there are companies out there that they're doing a lot of lead generation. So they're working on quantity, not the quality of leads.
Mhm.
If you hire this company or you even do the Google ads and do an advertisement in there, you
Mhm.
get a lot of leads coming to you. And all of a sudden, you lose track of your calls. So it's important, number one, to have a technology that can support you. Number one is CRM.
Mhm.
So with CRM, you can plan those calls and give yourself a task. So on a daily basis, John says make 50 contacts. These online leads, they can be your contacts. So
Okay.
you know how many people you need to converse on a daily basis. That's number one. Number two is email drips. So make sure you also follow up with email drips with all these leads. If you cannot make these calls or emails or texts by yourself, I would suggest 2 things. And if you're in BC, that's a different thing. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to go back to what John always suggests. The things that you cannot handle and it's taking a lot of your time and it's going out of your comfort zone, delegate immediately. Pick the 20% of the task on a daily basis that you can handle and you're best at it. The rest of the 80% delegate. But if you're in BC, specifically on this planet Earth, if you're in British Columbia, you cannot have an ISA, Inside Sales Association or whatever, that's what they call it.
Mhm.
That means that if you do, they need to be licensed. In United States, in Ontario, and Alberta, anywhere else in Canada, you're okay, you're kosher. But in British Columbia, they need to be licensed people that they call and solicit on your behalf. Let's talk about email. Email drips. It's the best thing, and email is not dead. If a lot of people thinking that email is gone away, since 1971 was the first email was tested that was sent over the fax. And since 1970s, we're still hot and amazed by how email works. Still hot. So definitely use it to your advantage. But what can you add in your email drip to make it more unique and more value. Let's stick with that word, value. With our industry changing right now, everything's going toward more of a value. You need to provide further value to everybody. Running out of time, so I'm going to make it very, very short. With email drips, the YouTube account that you have created, you have answered your audience's questions via videos. So make sure when you're doing email drips to address and put your videos that answering those buyer questions in that email drips, forwarding them to YouTube. So if they get to know you and watching those videos, you can skip this nurture side into conversion faster. That's the only that I can give you in terms of email drips and text drip to convert them into and direct them into your YouTube account so they can get to know you. And
For sure.
Most of the Align group are here that we're managing and we're working with them, they know me by now that I told everyone, always follow up. Doesn't matter if it's they're answering your call, they're not answering your call, it goes on a voicemail. Amraj can answer my question. If you call them and leave them a message and they don't answer you, what do you do next? And then after you call them again, what do I suggest you to do?
Leave a video text message, leave a text, email them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say loud what he said. Leave them a video text or video email message, introducing yourself for 20 seconds that they know you're a human being. It's a human touch at the end. Doesn't matter how technology helping you and leveraging your business, it's the human touch at the end of it that it counts.
Perfect. I love that because that's the part I think I've been missing is the video messaging part is where like I call these people, I'll call them twice in one row. So first I'm gonna leave a voicemail, second call I'll leave a voicemail, and then yeah, that's where I'm lacking is where the video message doesn't come through. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. I'm so glad that it was helpful for you. Any other question that we can respond? We still have time, right? We can keep going until 5:30. Yeah.
I do want to say this, if you are doing social media ads right here and you're doing Google pay-per-click, you got to be doing content on short form content, meaning IG, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. You got to make content. So then when you do the ads, they get routed to your socials and they see you being active and providing value. Then this nurturing becomes a lot easier.
Much easier. Much
right?
easier. Much easier.
And if you do a video text, you're like, wow, I saw that guy on social media and he's on Google and he did social media ads.
And he
then
took
this-
his time by sending me a short video of himself.
Exactly. And then this nurture part might be shortened and you build a lot more trust if you do content.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we do content. I hope that helps.
And oh yeah, absolutely. And I know one thing that I want everybody to know, this part is the easiest part, and that's the part most of us as agents we get lured into. There are companies out there telling you, "Oh yeah, I generate leads for you while you're asleep." Yes, possible. I get up in the morning, I have 3 leads in my email, but the most difficult part is the nurture side and how you nurture them, how you give them the authority of knowing you. Remember, it's about them knowing you. You don't want to chase them. And with the online leads, we talked about the psychology of prospecting last time. There's 2 ways. You go after somebody or you have them come after you. So with the online leads, you're actually somehow making them come after you if you're managing it correctly. If you're using enough value per position, if you're providing enough content value for these people, they come after you. You're going to get that Elena call and they will ask for your name and they want you to list their home or they're looking for a property to search. Any question? Any more questions we can answer? There's so much we can talk about online leads. Honestly, I have like 5 pages. I kind of summarized everything to half an hour, but there are so much detail that you can do to stand out against many competitions out there or the platform that you use to advertise.
What's the usual conversion rate? Is it 2% or 1%?
Actually, it's 1%, Leo. On a global aspect, it's 1%. However,
Let's make it 3.
there are, yes. So the art platform, the highest that we've seen is 3.25. And now also depends on how good of a script you have. You know, how to handle objection, how to talk to these people. And one of the best advice that I learned from John and I can give right now is when an online lead comes into you, don't treat it as a cold call. It's not a cold call.
It's warm.
It's a warm call. Why? Why is it?
They put up their hand already.
Exactly.
Yeah, they already demonstrated that they are interested in.
Exactly. They trusted you. They gave you their phone number. They gave you their email address. They gave you their name. What else can you ask for? So they trusted the platform and the landing page that you created. So you gave them that authority to trust.
Mhm.
Next is for you to present that trust and make him believe that trust while you're nurturing them and be patient with them. Don't try to close them immediately. Close them when they're ready to be closed. And they
Yeah.
will tell you that.
Try to book an appointment, right?
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Are we ready for making our day for affirmation?
Let's do it.
I know your throat is thin, so I'll do this.
Okay.
All right. Let's stand up.
Let's go.
Let's make our day. I don't have my thingy, but I'll wing it. Today is my day.
Today is
Today is my day.
Today is a beautiful day.
Today
Today is a beautiful day.
Food today.
I need my
Nah,
peace.
these- I'm grateful
today.
Who can I help today?
Who
can I
help today?
Who can I serve today?
Who can
Who
I
can I
serve?
serve today?
Business getting stronger every day.
My
My
business
business
is
getting
getting
stronger every day.
Prospect and prospect every day.
I prospect and prospect every day.
Every day.
My mindset is strong all day long.
My
Mindset strong all day long.
Everybody
All day
know
long.
me. I can.
I
can.
I
Can.
will.
I
will.
I must.
I must.
I must.
Enjoy.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.